On this episode of Men of Prestige, they try to hold them accountable to loving them back in the same way they're loving them. Basically, there's no sense of freedom in terms of what they can offer the other person. And if we're talking about women here, an average woman, a typical woman is a cat. And the man is a dog, and we tend to be more rigid in our ways, but a cat needs to go and come as they wish. You can't put a leash on a cat's neck. That's not how it works. And if you try to do that, you're going to hurt yourself. Literally, okay? Because the cat is still going to escape for the most part, right? So, for expectations of rewards for niceness. So there's this thing like, because I'm nice, I'm supposed to get niceness back. And that's nice and cute. I guess that's ideal. But unfortunately, that's not how it works in romantic relationships. That's just not how it works. The way it works is that, yes, it takes two to tango, but it's a dance. You go this way, I go this way. We go this way, I go this way. And in those moments where I seem like I went this way and I'm giving, they get stuck on you're supposed to be doing this simultaneously. They get stuck on the ideal of... All right, 7 nice guy syndrome behaviors to break. We're going to talk about nice guys. So I was on this Clubhouse conversation. I don't go as much as I used to go anymore. There's no time, but I still go in there every now and then to listen to what the audiences are saying, the market is saying, right? And they were having this conversation about nice guys. Actually, the precise topic with one of my guys over there was why women aren't attracted to nice guys. Why women aren't attracted to nice guys. And what I realized was that a lot of people did not understand what that meant. You know, a lot of people were thinking more so of the literal meaning of nice guys, like a nice person. And little did they know that a nice guy is not necessarily a nice person. You know, nice guys is a joint word, and it's a thing, it's a real thing, and you should be aware. And there are a lot of men who fall into that category. But we can't really call somebody as a nice guy until they've gone through some kind of heartbreak, because there's no way to prove that they are, quote unquote, a nice guy. As to be expected, a lot of women came into the conversation and started saying things like, what is wrong with being a nice guy? That should be, you know, that should be normalized. You know, there's always somebody thinking something should be normalized and that we should completely kick social construct and the way things are, which is basically what we all subscribe to, that we should kick it to the curb and somehow magically things will change. And if you think that way, you're going to fail 100% of the time. Because at the end of the day, we're humans, we're social beings. There is a social construct. You and I subscribed to it, consciously or unconsciously. And it's a game and it's not a joke. And you better learn the rules, all written and unwritten rules. Not all, but as much as you can. Just be aware that there are written and unwritten rules. So what I've done is, like, I've helped you come up with a few 7 nice guy syndrome behaviors to break immediately, just in case you're one of these people. 1, overfixation on romance versus friendship. Overfixation, not fixation, but overfixation. In a romantic relationship, I mean, obviously, when we talk about nice guys, it's with respect to romantic relationships, right? It's about romance, you know. So I get that, but nice guys don't know when to slow down and just be a friend. They think everything must, every moment must be. From where I'm from, we call them lover boys, and they think it should continue. So they overfixate on that, and that's the number one problem. That's the number one problematic behavior by a nice guy. 2, participation in victim Olympics. Okay, participation in victim Olympics. So when everything breaks apart, when they get their heart broken, of course, they're actively showing every signs and letting everybody know that they were the victim. And the problem with this is that you cannot be a victim and engage your power in the same breath. It's just impossible. You're either a victim or you are the person controlling the power. It's completely exclusive from each other. And I'm sorry. That takes me to number three. Number three thing is that their entitlement to a whole other human being. So because they love the human being, they basically try to take this aggressive, emotionally blackmailing ownership of the other human being, and they try to hold them accountable to loving them back in the same way they're loving them. Basically, there's no sense of freedom in terms of what they can offer the other person. And if we're talking about women here, an average woman, a typical woman is a cat, and the man is a dog, and we tend to be more rigid in our ways, but a cat needs to go and come as they wish. You can't put a leash on a cat's neck. That's not how it works. And if you try to do that, you're gonna hurt yourself, literally, okay? Because the cat is still gonna escape for the most part, right? So 4, expectations of rewards for niceness. So there's this thing like, because I'm nice, I'm supposed to get niceness back, and that's nice and cute. I guess that's ideal, but unfortunately, that's not how it works in romantic relationships. That's just not how it works. The way it works is that, yes, it takes two to tango, but it's a dance. You go this way, I go this way. We go this way, I go this way. And in those moments where I seem like I went this way and I'm giving, they get stuck on, you're supposed to be doing this simultaneously. They get stuck on the ideal of simultaneous loving each other. And so they overdo themselves. They give, they pour from an empty cup. And when they don't get the reciprocation, they blame the world. They blame the girl. That's the nice guy. The nice guy, I guarantee you, is not necessarily a nice person. They could be a nice person, by the way, but at least with respect to the romantic relationship, they're not being nice. They don't give freedom. They expect everything to be reciprocated on a simultaneous level. And that's where there's problems, because we're humans and everyone still deserves to have their own space to breathe. And let's go to number 5, perpetually anti-seductive strategies. See, when you try to chase and hunt people, they run further away from you. And nice guys don't realize they're doing that. They don't have any sense of hint. They can't pick up hints when a girl is not feeling you in that moment and she needs some space. They can't feel it because of their assumption that she must love me back equally at all times. And this is one of the problems. So that creates a perpetual cycle of rat race in that romance until she snaps and say, you know what, I'm over. And then they call it heartbreak, and then they become the victim, like I said earlier, right? So 6, they think life should be fair and not be about game. This is a game. It's a game you need to learn. And you have to learn the written and the unwritten rules. And it's a game. Sorry, it is what it is. Especially the older you get, the more you have to learn it. So the thing is that all of us, a lot of us, naturally when we're younger, we have the game because we could care less. But the older we get and we build all of these guards, we create all these crazy ideologies that basically puts all of us in a place of chokehold. You smother each other to death. And it's very hard for nice guys to pick this up. And that's one of the traits of a nice guy. They think life should be fair, equal. They're always trying to compete, right? And not be about game. Unfortunately, it's a game. It's not a joke, and you better learn the game. Written and unwritten rules. And 7, needy and clingy behavior. So again, for the same reason, they're calling. They don't know how to get a hint. She's not picking up the call. They don't know when to back off a text message. They're always obviously blaming the new society of dating. They think it's dating society fault too. They think this extremely entitlement behavior that translates to needy behavior. So eventually what she does is that she runs away from you. Unfortunately, it's clingy behavior. So here's a quick bonus, right? From fry pan into fire, they are usually on one extreme or the other. So they're extremely lover boys, or they're extremely subscribe to misogynistic views, right? They go from being extreme lover boys, not learning how to read the room, read a lady. They run to extreme end of the red pill rage. They run from being a nice guy to having misogynistic views, from following extreme gurus that have also gone through some pain of heartbreak, and they don't know where to find the middle ground which is where there is game, right? This is a game. You have to learn how to play the game. You have to learn how to play. It's a game. I don't know how to say it. Some people will say, I don't believe in game. Well, that's a problem. Okay, especially if you're teaching other people, because this life, it's a game. It's about power, and you better learn the written and the unwritten rules of the social construct. It's social intelligence. It's also emotional intelligence.